Hello and welcome to Magical Fairy Stories. Come with me on a journey into a world filled with wonder, mystery, and a touch of magic. Are you ready? Let's begin. Long, long ago, in a kingdom far away, there lived a great and noble king. He had 7 strong sons, but his greatest treasure was his one beautiful daughter, Princess Aziza. The king adored his daughter more than all the riches in his kingdom. Her name meant beloved, and she was as kind and graceful as her name suggested. Life in the palace was a dream. The princes learned to write with diamond-tipped pens on golden slates. They wore robes that sparkled like the night sky and studied the great mysteries of science and art. For Princess Aziza, a special room was built entirely of crystal. There she would spend her days reading from a book of painted stories, a book so precious it was said to be worth half the kingdom. The palace was always filled with laughter and light, a truly happy home. But one dark day, a shadow fell over the kingdom. The Queen Aziza's dear mother passed away, leaving a void of sorrow. After some time, the king, lonely in his grief, decided to remarry. His new queen was breathtakingly beautiful on the outside, but her heart was as black as coal. From the very first day she arrived, the children felt the chill of her cruelty. It wasn't long before she sent the young Princess Aziza away to a distant village, wanting her to grow up unknown and forgotten among strangers. With the princess gone, the queen turned her malice toward the king's sons. Day by day, she whispered poisonous lies into the king's ear, slowly turning his heart against his own children. Then, one fateful day, the evil queen, who was in truth a powerful sorceress, decided to be rid of them for good. She cast a wicked spell upon the 7 princes, intending to turn them into hideous, monstrous birds. But their pure hearts and innocence were a powerful shield. The curse, though strong, was softened by their goodness. Instead of becoming monsters, they transformed into 7 magnificent, pure white swans. With tears in their eyes, the brothers looked back at the palace one last time, a silent farewell to the home they had lost. Then they spread their graceful wings and vanished into the shadows of the dark forest. Years went by. Aziza grew up far from the palace, in a humble farmer's hut. Her toys were not dolls and jewels, but simple stones and colorful leaves. She was happy, though she often felt a strange sense of loss she couldn't explain. When she turned 20, a royal decree arrived. The king had sent for her to return to the palace. Aziza's return, however, only fueled the queen's burning jealousy. Seeing the princess now a radiant young woman, the queen was consumed by hatred. She was determined that Aziza would suffer the same fate as her brothers. That night, the sorceress crept into her dark chamber and enchanted 2 frightful toads with powerful dark magic. She commanded one to sit upon Aziza's head to make her slow-witted and ugly, and the other to cling to her forehead to forever ruin her stunning beauty. The next morning, the queen ordered Aziza to bathe in the royal pond. As the princess stepped into the cool, clear water, The two enchanted toads leaped from the queen's hiding spot and landed right on her. But something incredible happened. The princess's innate purity and goodness were far stronger than any evil spell. The instant the toads touched her, they transformed into beautiful, fragrant flowers that floated gracefully on the surface of the pond. When Aziza emerged from the water, her beauty seemed to shine even brighter than before, as if polished by the light itself. Seeing her wicked plan fail, the queen's hatred burned hotter than a furnace. Grinding her teeth in a furious rage, she took matters into her own hands. She smeared thick black oil all over the princess's lovely face and cruelly tangled her long, shining hair until she looked completely unrecognizable and hideous. When the king saw his daughter in this state, he was both furious and heartbroken. Deceived by the queen's trickery and believing the worst, he couldn't bear to look at her. In his anger and pain, he ordered her to be sent away from his sight forever. Aziza wept through the long, lonely night, her heart aching for the family she had lost. She prayed and dreamed that her brothers might somehow hear her cries and return to save her. But the morning came with no sign of them. Burdened with a grief too heavy to carry, she finally left the palace. Alone, she wandered through endless fields and deep forests, with no destination and no hope. For days she walked, until she reached the heart of a dense, ancient woods. There, exhausted and forlorn, she collapsed beneath a large tree and fell into a deep sleep, dreaming of the 7 lost brothers she so desperately missed. But when Aziza awoke, the forest was bathed in sunlight, the air filled with the sweet songs of colorful birds. She walked to a stream, and as she washed her face, the black stains from her long journey vanished, revealing her true beauty. Deeper in the woods, she met a kind old woman who noticed the sorrow in her eyes. Yesterday, the woman said, "I saw 7 white swans by the spring, each wearing a golden crown." Aziza's heart leaped with hope. She followed the stream until it opened into a vast lake. There she found feathers as white as snow. As the sun began to set, 7 magnificent white swans descended from the sky, their golden crowns shimmering. Hiding behind some bushes, Aziza watched in awe. As the last ray of sunlight disappeared, the swans transformed into 7 handsome young men, her brothers. She cried out their names and ran into their arms. They embraced, tears of joy streaming down their faces. All night they shared their stories. Her brothers explained the curse. They were swans by day and only became human at sunset. They could only visit their homeland once a year for a single day. "Don't cry, sister," the eldest said. "We'll find a way to break this spell." Before dawn, they built a raft from branches and seagrass. Gripping the ropes in their beaks, they lifted their sister into the sky. Aziza awoke to the breathtaking sight of the ocean far below, her brothers flying like guardian angels around her. They journeyed across the sea to a new green land, a safe haven from their curse. That night, a radiant fairy appeared to Aziza in a dream. "You can free your brothers," she whispered, "but you must weave 7 shirts from stinging nettles. And you must not speak a single word until your work is done. Your silence is their life." Aziza awoke to find the nettle plants beside her. With a silent prayer of thanks, she began her painful task. Her hands bled and blistered, but she worked tirelessly, her love for her brothers giving her strength. One day, a young king, out hunting, discovered her. He was captivated by her silent beauty and gentle eyes. He brought her to his palace, married her, and gave her a private room where she could continue her work. But the king's evil minister grew suspicious. He spread rumors that the quiet queen was a witch. His accusations reached a fever pitch when Aziza was seen gathering more nettles in a cemetery to finish the last shirt. Heartbroken and confused, the king had no choice but to order her imprisonment on the day of her execution. As the pyre was being lit, Aziza stood silently, frantically sewing the final stitches with her bleeding hands. Just then, 7 white swans swooped down from the sky, forming a protective circle around her. In that very moment, Aziza threw the 7 finished shirts over them. In a flash of brilliant light, the swans transformed back into her handsome brothers. Her voice finally returned, and she cried out, "I was never a witch. I was saving my brothers from a curse." The crowd fell silent, filled with awe. The eldest prince addressed the stunned onlookers. "Our freedom is a testament to our sister's sacrifice and unwavering love." As he spoke, the sky filled with light and flowers bloomed all around them. The king, his heart overflowing with love and remorse, placed a pure white flower in Aziza's hands. And so, the story of Princess Aziza comes to an end, a tale of a girl whose silence broke a terrible curse and showed the world the true power of patience and love. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more tales of courage and wonder. See you next time.